What's up, YouTube? Sir Hunt's Reviews. I'm Mark, and holy shit. Usually I start off and I say some shit like, told you so, but I don't even got to do that. Oh, damn, look, the bar's cut in half. I don't even got to do that. You know why? Because y'all already know what it is. We saw the thumbnails and all that, but yeah, holy shit. I do want to say that this is going to be rather quick. You can't tell, this is like mad different. I'm actually in the bathroom. Lighting's all kind of fucked up. I might be cutting out the video soon and maybe just doing audio. But basically, that was a pretty good episode. It was the longest episode, and we didn't really get to see White Walkers, but we will get to see them next episode. We saw what happened with Bran is basically he is spotted. So he's surrounded by all those whites. Night's King is right in front of him. Get amped for next episode. We will see a shit ton of White Walkers. My breakdown should be out tomorrow sometime. We'll say this, that Dany and Sansa scene at first was fucking awesome. And I mean, it still kind of is. It was just like there was a few cheesy lines. Like she was like, "I was such an ass to you," and it was kind of like, yeah, like you guys were never actually. If you watch at the end of the episode, you know they have the where they go inside the episode or whatever, and they say that Jon and Sansa has never been filmed on scene before, or been filmed in the same scene on camera. So it was pretty cool. It was kind of awkward. It was almost like I felt that, you know what I mean? Especially after Dan having said that, like it makes sense because you could kind of see that a little bit. It was a little bit of cheesy lines there, you know what I mean? But all in all, it was still pretty epic. We'll check this chat box real quick, see what you guys think about that. Oh yeah, and another thing, let's talk about the fucking Northern conspiracy. Yo, holy shit. At first, I was like, all right, Osha, she's playing a game. You know what I mean? Like obviously we know what's going on here. But at the end of the scene, obviously spoiler alert, she's fucking dead. And definitely didn't see her getting stabbed in the neck coming. I will say this. I don't know if it actually does confirm it still, because like, oh man, that's the problem with going live right after you don't get your thoughts all together. But basically, I don't know, I still kind of think Small John is playing him. Like, yo, maybe you know what? I don't know. You're just gonna have to watch the review for that. But yeah, what do y'all think? Do y'all think that confirms it? Like, she could have just been in fear for her life, and she was like, "Yo, the last thing I can do is use my mouth and let me try to talk my way out of this." Basically, you know what I mean? Ramsay's in the dungeon. You heard it in the pink letter, bro. Pink letter, Ramsay. He said your little brother Rickon is in my dungeon. So I'm assuming that's probably where he is. Yo, he'll probably do something to Rickon before he releases him across the battlefield and takes him out with motherfucking arrows. Damn. It's crazy. What did y'all think? Did y'all think that scene with Sansa and Jon was a little bit not corny? I don't want to say corny because I'm a big fan of Game of Thrones and you got to use your words carefully. That's what I've learned these past couple days. But I will say that it was a little bit cheesy. Not corny, but cheesy. You know what I mean? She's like, I was an ass to you. Like, I don't know. Daenerys. Boobies. Yeah, we got to see those again. We didn't think we would. We did not think we were going to get to see those again. But it was pretty cool because for the show, it confirms that Targaryens, or at least Daenerys, are not just fire resistant like we all say, like fireproof. She's fireproof. Like she's completely, I don't know. I mean, obviously she didn't have, yo, was she using blood magic? She didn't. I mean, we knew yo, I don't think she was. I think she just is like they're just trying to make it easier for people in the show. Targaryens are fireproof. I don't know. Like, yo, that shit was crazy. Like, you just see like a good, I don't know, 15 seconds of where I thought, hey, maybe she thinks she won't burn, but then she probably will. Like, yo, are they about to kill Daenerys? And I was like, nah, because we seen pictures of her leaving with. What do you think's gonna happen with fucking Jorah and fucking Dario? I'm starting to think less and less that Dario might be the leader of the Harpy, but I don't know. But I will say this: he knows that he has grayscale, so we know Jorah probably won't be going back to Meereen, but this still supports the plot beat because it says that Dario confronts Jorah about having grayscale and forces him to leave Daenerys' side. And it also says that he stays in the Dothraki encampment when they get back to Meereen, and Dario reveals, hey, I'm the leader of the fucking Harpy. And then Tyrion slips out and goes and gets up with Jorah inside the Dothraki encampment. So it would make sense even more if Jorah maybe not necessarily stays behind, but Daenerys has definitely rallied all the fucking Dothraki, so they're gonna follow her back to the city. So with that being said, Jorah is probably just not in that picture. Maybe he's hanging out in the back of the camps. Dario might say some shit like, yo, I'm not going to make you tell her. He'll probably pull a Sir Barristan and be like, look, either you tell her or I will, but I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and I'll let you tell her first. And maybe he doesn't necessarily tell her, but he keeps his distance, obviously, because he's not going to be allowed anywhere near the queen to touch her. Yeah, I don't know. Last time I took a whole bunch of notes and I was able to just run through, but I figured I'd say that for the breakdown. I will say this. Jon Snow was wearing that Stark armor, that famous Stark armor from the picture where he's like standing backwards, and we have that scene of him from back in, I think it was like October, when we all knew like, hey, yeah, Jon Snow's coming back for sure because he was filmed. Like, yo, that just means that the Battle of the Bastards might be happening before episode 8, and maybe we definitely won't get a next episode, but they might skip out. I don't know. Can't make my predictions yet because it hasn't been long enough. I'll probably rewatch before I start doing too many predictions. Let me check out this chat box over here. Yo, it was. I recognize that. Maniac. They were. I've seen them lots of times. I hang out with Amelia Clark all the time. But no, they were. You could tell by the different shaped nipples. Yeah. But yeah, I think what I'm gonna do now is cut out this. I'll go audio for a little bit. I need to check on some stuff, see if anybody can hop on this live stream with me. What? But yeah, so reading this chat, trying to catch up on some things I might have missed. I'm actually forced to be in the bathroom right now because the lighting in the rest of this house is pretty bad. I'll show you guys. Yeah. This is pretty much the only option we have right now for certain reviews. I'm actually at OBX, so I didn't bring any of my lighting setup with me. But yeah, see what you guys think of the episode. Yo, what if? No, I don't think Rickon's gonna escape. He said the dungeons, and I know that's probably like, you know, crypts or Winterfell, but Rickon knows the crypts because if you remember, obviously there's been times in the novels where several Starks have gone. Places around Winterfell where they know they made a point to say it's like Small John Umber said, you know, they know this. Jon Snow knows Winterfell better than any of us here. So with that being said, if Rickon is put in a peculiar spot, he might be able to find a way out. I don't know. Maybe he finds a way out. We think he's about to escape, and then Ramsay catches his ass with the hounds. I don't know how that shit's gonna work. I don't know, but it's fucking crazy. Shout out to everybody in the chat. What's going on? Seeing a couple new faces. What's up, everybody? Yeah, we totally yo, what's up with Jon? Jon went punk ass for a second. He was like, I don't want to fight anymore. I lose my fight. Like, yo, that part is the part that I didn't really like. Cause Sansa immediately, like, we could expect that, and it was almost like she knew we were expecting it. So she's like, nah, we've got to go get our home back. You know what I mean? And then obviously when you get the pink letter, which is, yo, it's hard not to say this, but I kind of did predict it a little bit that it would go down that way. The pink letter would say, hey, I have your brother Rickon. And a lot of us did. A lot of us YouTubers did, actually. So yeah, shout out to everybody who predicted that. Fucking awesome. I'm glad. Not only did we get Jon Snow coming back, but we're getting more and more shit from the books. We got Arya and her training with we didn't get Arya this episode, I know, but I'm saying we got Arya, a lot of her Cat and the Canary shit from the books. We got a lot of that last episode. We got Jon Snow coming back. I just said that. We got the truth behind Melisandre's glamour. We got we found out what happened to Stannis. That's for fucking sure. Like we don't really know what happened with him in the books, and we kind of, I thought he was dead for sure. I knew he was dead. There was a lot of people that were like, well, you didn't see it in Game of Thrones would show a death like that. Well, no, they made it. They did it. I love the way they did that shit because you know what? I thought Davos and Mel were about to get, yo, I didn't see she had her fucking sword in her. With the camera zoomed out, I was like, that's fucking Oathkeeper right there. She about to slay these motherfuckers like that. Like, yo, was it really about to go down like that? Holy shit, man, Brienne. I felt like she was the villain in that scene because they're both broken. Like, all Davos cares about is, yeah, he's upset that Stannis is dead, but he also knew that Stannis was kind of getting a little bit when he sent them away. You know what I mean? He could tell something was up. But all Davos' mind on now that Jon Snow is back is fucking Shireen. And he said, hey, what happened with Shireen? And you know what she said? She said some shit like, there was a battle and Stannis lost. And then he goes, Shireen, and then Brienne walks up and she goes, what? Yeah, so I executed him. didn't he use blood magic? And you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, that's, I don't know. That was an epic way to reveal his fate. I feel like it would have been, of course, instantly satisfaction if they showed us, like, yeah, Stannis is dead for sure. But the way they fucking wrote that shit, it's like they knew, obviously, that's the way they were going to reveal it. And that was perfect. She said, yo, I got revenge. I was there the night Renly was stabbed. I saw it. It looked like motherfucking Stannis. I keep looking down at myself. I mean to look up at the camera. But basically, she's saying, like, I saw it, and I know it was involved in blood magic, and she obviously knows she's probably been filled in. I don't know if, yo, did we get any kind of hint that Jon Snow told Sansa that he died and that he was brought back? I don't think he did. And if he did, they damn sure didn't fucking show it. So with that being said, does Brienne fucking know that? How does she know? Did she just pick, okay, maybe she definitely saw that Stannis had a red, oh, she saw them. Brienne saw Davos and fucking Melisandre when when Renly and fucking Stannis met up in season 3, right before Renly died. So she saw, that's how she knew. So she doesn't know that Jon Snow was killed. I don't think that Brienne, Sansa, or Pod know that Jon Snow was killed. But we do know what the fuck happens next. She sends Brienne to Riverrun, and she and Jon and Davos go to Mormont Island. What happens to Melisandre? Does she stay at Castle Black? She said, I follow Jon Snow. And that was another really funny scene, because Davos was like, oh, I thought you followed Stannis. Like, basically throwing her face like, yo, he's only been dead for a few days. You know what I mean? Like, you automatically, you just follow Jon Snow now. But I'm going to assume that she goes with them to Mormont Island. And Jon Snow is probably not up to, he doesn't honestly, he does, I mean, of course he wants to fight now, but he doesn't really want to. I think what Jon Snow's plan was, everybody said was his plan. If Sansa hadn't showed up, he would have went south, just like he said, and probably settled somewhere. Like, literally, he probably would have tried to have a family. Like, that's what he would have tried to do. But now that Sansa arrives, and she's a red woman, and she literally instilled the fire back in him. Symbolism everywhere. It's fucking symbolism all over Game of Thrones. You gotta love shit like that. You really do. There's almost 70 people watching me right now. It's fucking amazing. I think that's pretty cool, because I'm the only one on right now. Usually I have a few other people with me, but I'm riding solo dolo tonight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Tormund totally wants to fucking bang Brienne. That's, I'm glad he pointed that out, because she was genuinely creeped the fuck out. She was like this. Okay. I'm like looking at him like, should I keep eating my pig's feet? Because he was like wolfing that shit down, yo. Another priceless reaction. It's like Dan and Dave love to give us awkward dinner scenes. We got one last season with Sansa and Winterfell. We're going to get another one with the Tarleys and Samwell and fucking Gilly. And we got one with Jon Snow and Tormund, and they're fucking, yo, what is she? It's like cow's tongue. She's like legitimately eating beef's tongue, or beef tongue, whatever the fuck it is. That was pretty crazy. What do you guys think about all that? Pink, fuck yeah, I was excited as shit when I saw that pink letter. I knew automatically when those of you that haven't seen it, I just did a video, I think 2 weeks ago, where I basically read chapter 69 from Dance with Dragons with Jon Snow, and basically go over the pink letter of that. And, you know, obviously that's fresh in my head, so I immediately saw, like, okay, this nigga, they're letting him inside, and it's just one of them, pink letter. And then sure enough, we get the red sealed wax, and he like even opens it. He's reading out loud, and they almost got it word for fucking word. Of course, they replaced the Wildling horse with Rickon, which is exactly what I said it would do. But they also fucking got it like, come see, bastard. Like, yo, oh my God, that was fucking epic, bro. I feel like he said, like, of course, Tormund was sitting, or they were standing actually in the novels when they were reading, but Tormund was right next to him. And they did that in the show. You gotta thank Dan and Dave. Like, yo, they're really trying to. They realize that, okay, we've got 2 half seasons left. Let's give them as much book stuff as we want. In this episode, along with all the other shit combined, I fucking feel like next episode, or the episode where they go to Riverrun, Brienne is gonna run into fucking Lady Stoneheart, and she's gonna be on some shit like. That's okay, so that might be some end of the season shit. That might be like episode 8, because Jaime still hasn't gotten. We'll probably see next episode, the opening scene will most likely, or the second scene maybe, will be with Jaime and King's Landing, and they're gonna be doing that, because Marjorie's getting ready to walk and shit, and Jaime still has to do that before he gets his ass all the way over to Riverrun, which we know he goes to Riverrun, and we know Brienne goes there. So that might be episode 8. So I think next episode is going to be focusing on motherfucking Bloodraven and Bran. And of course, we all know that because we've seen it in the preview for next episode. But I do want to say this. Bran, you got your ass in trouble, little nigga. He told you. What did he say to him? What did he say to him? He said, if you stay under the sea too long, it's beautiful, but you'll fucking drown. And guess what? Meereen can't wake his ass. So in my opinion, they touch him. Night's King touches him, and then he gets sucked out. And that shock is what wakes him up, or maybe Bloodraven returns from doing whatever he's doing or some shit, and that wakes him up. And then right after that, maybe the next scene or when they come back to them, fucking Night's King is outside with fucking like, I don't know, an army of whites, and they start burning the shit down. Weirwood roots ward away evil, but if they're burned away, obviously ashes ain't gonna do nothing. They ain't gonna fucking do nothing. Yo, you know what's amazing? Like, that scene leaked. The scene, I know I'm bouncing around here, but just wait for the breakdown. But that scene with fucking Daenerys in the hut, that was legitimately predicted. Like, you gotta thank Watchers on the Wall. Shout out to Watchers on the Wall, because they're amazing with that. They said Daenerys is in the hut, it burns down, she survives, but none of the fucking cows do. They also, Cal Moro leaked the fucking script where some other dude was saying, like, oh, I've always wanted to taste the Khaleesi, and the other dude goes, you can suck my dick if you want to taste the Khaleesi. Like, yo, holy shit, man. God, Game of Thrones, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. What's going on in this chat? Shout out to everybody. What's going on? We almost at 80 viewers. I'm in the Outer Banks right now. Where are you guys at? See the seashells behind me and shit? Beach bathroom, you know what I'm saying? Hell yeah, they will show the second part. I just saw the first question in the chat box, but they will definitely be showing the second part of Tower of Joy. You know, I'm starting to think that they might. Okay. So the Weirwood net extends through the roots of all Weirwood trees, correct? So Bran doesn't necessarily need to be in the cave to access said Weirwood net. There's a Weirwood tree at the motherfucking wall. What if Jon and Sansa leave, and then they're making their way back, and guess who's at Castle Black when they return? Dolores Ed is obviously gonna have to stay because he's the new Knights Commander. He's a new Lord Commander. He doesn't want to accept it, but he's gonna have to stay. What if Bran shows up with motherfucking Bloodraven, Meereen, and Hodor, and then when Jon and Sansa return from Mormont Island with Davos and Melisandre, we get almost every single. The only two Starks that are not with them at this time will be Arya and motherfucking Rickon. And Rickon, we all know. Well, we might not all know, but I think Rickon will die this season. So with that being said, most of the Starks will be under one roof. What the fuck if they do that? Because look, my buddy Raised the Alba, he told me, you know, and you know, yes, a lot of other people too, my subscribers, but basically we're saying like, yo, the Winds of Winter, or not Winds of Winter, Dream of Spring was originally supposed to be called some shit like A Wolf's Revenge or something. You know what I'm saying? Some shit like that. So, yo, what if that's where they're going with this? What if that would be fucking dope? You guys think that Bran will get to see Bloodraven? Yeah. Do you think Bran will see the old guy in the tree? No. Do you think Bran will get to see fucking Sansa and Jon after they return? Oh my God! Like they're obviously they have to go back to. I don't know whether they would set up base after they talk to the Mormonts and they get the Wildlings, or if they would immediately march right on Winterfell. If they would immediately march right on Winterfell, we are getting the Battle of the Bastards, and I'd say episode 7 or 8. Either one of those. Either one of those. Episode 7 or 8. With this being said, how fast and long do you guys think that? I don't think Rickon. I see you. Shout out to LaDonna DeLuise. I don't think Rickon will live this season. Now, this episode gave me confirmation that dude was a legitimate extra in the Battle of the Bastards. In the Umbers, Small John may not plan on doing it as of right now, but I'm pretty sure Small John gets taken out by fucking Tormund. Tormund drops his ass, and the rest of the Umbers go to fight with Jon. And now we also know that it's also confirmed because fucking Peytr Baelish is headed to fucking Castle Black in Winterfell. He's headed to Winterfell with the Knights of the Vale, and that's what the dude said. He said the Knights of the Vale show up at the last second and save everybody's asses. So with that being said, this guy is not faking it. Rickon will die by a barrage of arrows by Ramsay. Ramsay will be like, come get your brother, and he'll let him go, and he'll start running across the field. Jon Snow will ride up on his white horse, and right before he gets to Rickon, Ramsay will snap his fingers or do some kind of cheesy shit, and 100 arrows are going to go flying. Rickon will hit the ground. We don't know until after the battle's over whether Rickon survives or not, but I'm pretty sure because we're getting this Stark reunion this early, we already got it, and potentially fucking Bran is like, if you're in TV land, Westeros, Bran is literally 3 blocks away from them, north of the wall. It would take him a half episode to fucking get there. So with that being said, we're gonna have to lose one more Stark. I think it would be kind of like almost harmonic if there's 2 girl Starks and 2 boy Starks. That being said, Jon Snow and Bran, and Sansa and Arya. You see what I'm saying? It's like a square. Square is like House Stark revenge all the way. Hashtag Daenerys' boobs. Hashtag Sir Hunt's told you so. If you haven't already done so, please slap a like on this video. If you can, share it with your friends. And I will also say Game of Thrones is life. For real. Like, I'm at the beach right now. I should be like walking on the beach. But instead, I'm watching Game of Thrones. Like, yo, no matter where you are, what you do, you watch Game of Thrones. That's just how you do it. That's just how you do it. No, they were not CGI, nigga. I mean, it doesn't matter. It might be CGI like they did with Cersei, but Cersei used a body double. Those were Daenerys' fucking boobs. They used her boobs from a prior scene where she was pretty sure when she stripped down with Dario. Those were her boobs. I know. I've seen them a lot. Those are hers. Promise you. It's CGI from a previous shot of her when she was showing them anyway. So they're hers. They're not just some random person's boobs. Yeah. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you. See, yes, it's the shape of the nipple. You can tell. I'm not trying to say that to sound like a creep. I was biting my tongue from saying that earlier, but you can legitimately tell from the shape of the areola. From the areola, those are hers. They are very unique shape. I like it. Also, Jon Snow got a little fire up under his ass from Sansa. I'm starting to have more. Every single episode that passes, I literally have like 10 more ounces of respect for Sansa. She legitimately not just said, she said it to begin with, but now that Rickon's involved, did you see the look on her face? Like, yo, she's like, Jon, I don't give a shit. Quit being a wake the fuck up. She doesn't realize that Jon Snow died and came back and saw the afterlife and there's nothing. And you know what? I don't think he's going to tell her. Because if he told her, he might tell her and then not tell her about the afterlife. But I feel like that's going to be something that he might keep with him as long as he can. And then Sansa will probably find out from someone else. Like maybe someone will tell Brienne, or maybe Davos himself will tell her. Maybe when Jon rides off the battle, Davos isn't the best fighter, obviously. So maybe he fucking tells Sansa. Because supposedly Sansa, Davos, and Mel are supposed to be on horseback watching the battle on like a little like hill or something where they can see everything. On a scale from 1 to 10, I would give this episode a fucking 10. I've given almost every single episode a 10 except for the first one. I gave it like an 8.5. But every other episode a 10. What would you guys give this episode? We got a Stark reunion. We got Dany's boobs. We got further confirmation that she is not just fire resistant, but she is fire fucking proof. She can put her hand on a 1,000-degree hot brazier, push it over, and she did it like twice. Yo, I think she used, if you look at the way the flame jumps, and I know it's probably just my imagination getting the best of me, but I guarantee you, she was using blood magic to manipulate the flame. She has pyrokinesis. Daenerys is the Human Torch to Westeros. There's no way. I didn't watch all of the after the credit scenes, so I don't know if they said, yeah, Daenerys was using fucking blood magic to manipulate the flames to burn them. I don't know about that, but it looked like she was. It looked like she pushed it over, and then she just, kind of what she does when Drogon was a little baby, and she said like Dracarys, and his flame got bigger. So maybe she did some shit like that. She has shown traits of having the ability of pyrokinesis. So not only on the show is Daenerys fucking completely fireproof, but she may have pyrokinesis, which would be an amazing attribute, because guess what? She'd be able to control dragon flame. Not only her dragons and fly on her dragons, but she'd be able to direct where the fuck the flame goes. Like, hey, burn these White Walkers. Hey, burn those White Walkers. Hey, burn those White Walkers. You know what I'm saying? Holy shit. Yeah. Yo, honestly, episode 2 was probably my favorite of the season. LaDonna, what you getting at? What you getting at? Umber didn't you? Yeah, yeah. That just adds to the Northern conspiracy, and that's another thing I wanted to talk about. This I was in Tony Teflon's chat earlier. I was letting everybody know my ideas for the Northern conspiracy. I did a video I think yesterday, the day before, called the Northern conspiracy. I also talk about fucking Civil War in that, but basically what I'm getting at, to summarize that, is last season we got North Remembers. That was a heavy fucking plot line last season. And what are they doing if not having shown us these past couple episodes? They're tying up loose ends, and they're tying up old plot lines, and we might even get it Lady Stoneheart, but we'll talk about that later. But the North Remembers was not just some fucking old lady that got flayed and then that's the end of her storyline. No, the North Remembers has to be the fucking Umbers, and if not, Small John, because he gets killed by fucking Tormund, his troops will remember. His troops will see the fuckery that Ramsay Bolton possesses. And when I say fuckery, I mean like they probably thought that he would use Rickon as a bargaining chip. I think Small John didn't quite realize how much danger he was putting Rickon in. You know what? Or it could all just be a ploy. And Asha was told to play her part, and if her part failed, which was immediately ratting out the Starks, that was so fucking fake. So it was like, yo, she didn't necessarily know she was going to die, but she just jumped to that so quick. And the fact that she jumped to it so quick let me know that, hey, you rehearsed that. And that was not Shaggydog's head. That was a fucking wolf they captured on the way to to fucking Winterfell. And they just, yeah, this is Shaggydog. And another thing, does anybody see Rickon's reaction when they bring in his dog's head with the fucking meat hook? Nothing. No. You know, he might have actually had the mask on his face when the first time, but he saw it when it was pulled off. He saw Rickon's head on the fucking, you know what I'm saying? He saw Rickon. Yeah, he saw his own head on the thing. That's the problem with these live chats. He saw Shaggydog's head on the table, and he really did not have much of a reaction. I feel like they're all faking it. They're all fucking faking it. Yo, who is the leader of the Harpy? Dario, for sure. Dario, like, look, that knife that we all say kind of looks like a harpy. It's definitely just a naked woman, and she's throttling a little dagger blade thing. But also, I don't know, man. They just made a point to bring that knife. The knife saved their life, and it would just make perfect sense if not only the plot leak, like obviously the shit with the Martells got all kinds of fucked up. But, you know, that shit was written so sloppily, it might have been thrown in there last second to make us think that, yo, it's not real. But look, it just makes perfect sense. She's got the Dothraki coming back with her. We all knew that was going to happen once we saw her got captured last season. We knew they're not going to kill off the main character so shittily. One of the main characters so shittily. But they're going to follow her back to fucking Meereen, and she's going to what would make her send them away? What the fuck would make her send the Dothraki away? Because in the plot leak, it says that Tristan Martell shows up, and then she sends the Dothraki home, and then she sails to Westeros. But what would make her send that? She doesn't. Maybe they're just camped outside the city. They all get there, and she doesn't send them home. And then when they're inside, fucking Dario, because he spent like who knows amount of time with motherfucking Hisdar Zolorak back in, I think it was between season 4 to 5, there was like a weird gap of Dario went missing or whatever, and like what was he doing that time? We don't really know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I'm just a big fan of that theory. So I think the leader of the Harpy. Yo, I will tell you this: a lot of people are coming up with this Missandei theory because there was some deleted scene that made Missandei look extremely guilty back in season 4. The look on her face was like, yo, she might do something to get rid of Tyrion, because she was honestly the one. Like, yeah. Grey Worm was more vocal, but the look she was giving, she said, no, I'll never trust them. I'll never trust the fucking masters. Like, dude. Now, I did like that scene where she confronts Tyrion and kind of calls him out on his bullshit, and she's like, fuck did she say? She doesn't feel like, how long were you a slave? And he was like, none of the matter, enough to realize. Like, yeah, nigga, she was a slave for like 13 years. You were a slave for like 3 half days. Like, and it was enough for him to realize. But what Tyrion is doing is fucking genius. He's like, Tyrion is I hope there are a lot of like liberal people watching me, I guess, but Tyrion is like the fucking generic liberal politician. He was like, it takes time. You can't just do it right away. And I like how cocky the motherfucker was, where he said, you want me to, he's like, you think I can end war and end slavery in one day? You know what I mean? Like, yo, I understand Grey Worm and Missandei's hesitation on wanting to do this, but Tyrion is right. He's not gonna. And they don't realize that because they don't know who the fuck he is. And he tried to let Missandei know. He said, "Yo, I drink shit and I know stuff. You need to just back up off me and let me do my goddamn thing." You know what I'm saying? But she didn't do that. With that being said, I can understand her hesitation in wanting to completely back the Harpy. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I don't know. What do you guys think? And like I said, oh shit, we're almost at 100 people. Holy crap. If you haven't already done so, could you please stop a like on this video if you enjoy my content? And if you haven't already done so, make sure you subscribe. Book Dario, yes. Book Dario, I think is fucking Euron Greyjoy. Nah, I'm just kidding. But I do like Preston Jacobs' theory about that. But book leader of the Harpy is the Green Grace. Hands fucking down, it's the Green Grace. But we have not seen that character at all, and we're not going to. So with that being said, it would be a nice twist to just when we think Daenerys, and you know what? That would knock her down a little bit because she just got some super cocky play. Like, she basically burned every single leader in fucking Vaz Dothraki, and now she kind of pulled her father, obsessed with wildfire type shit. She's becoming the Mad Queen. Do you guys see it right now? Do you see it? We just hit 100 viewers. What's up, everybody? If you haven't already done so, make sure you say hi in the chat. But yeah, that's amazing. Like, yo, she's becoming the Mad Queen. She just literally did some, like, we're amazed by it. I'm amazed by it. Daenerys is my fucking favorite character of all time, for sure. You know what I mean? I have like 5 favorite characters, and they're not 1 through 5. No, they're all number 1 in my book. But Daenerys, super number 1. That being said, she did some tyrant type shit. She said, you guys are going to do what I say, and if not, you're going to fucking die. Sure enough, they didn't do what she said. They also disrespected the fuck out of her. So what did she do? She didn't try to rationalize. She didn't try to negotiate with him. She said, fuck you, you're going to die, and then she just burned him alive. Who the fuck does that sound like? Aerys Targaryen. Aerys, the Mad King. Motherfucking wildfire-obsessed Targaryen. Holy shit, yeah. It was a pretty good episode. Really good episode. Break the wheel. Hell yeah, yo. No, what she should have said was Lannister, Stark, Tyrell. This one's on top. The next one's on top. It's like a, what you call it? And she said, and Tyrion says, oh, you think you're going to stop the wheel? What she should have said was, no, I'm going to burn the wheel. I'm going to burn it all to the fucking ground. Burn it all. That's what she should have said. So that would have been way more epic, way more foreshadowing, way more all types of hypety hype. Hell yeah, that's fucking crazy. Why does that sign keep getting cut up in bow-leg ass shit? Oh, man. How many of y'all, I have a question for everybody. This is non-Game of Thrones related. I'm not changing the subject, but I just want to know how many of y'all have been to the Outer Banks? How many? Oh, yeah, yo, they should have played that song. They should have played that Alicia Keys song, Girls on Fire, when she was walking out the hut. That would have been, oh, man, yo, with the Pycelle fart last episode. They could have thrown that in there. They could have done like an acoustic version of that, and then she would have like walked around like dancing in the fire or something. Oh man, that would be so fucking funny. It was so funny. Jeez, Dan and Dave, where's the humor? Hashtag Dan and Dave, add more humor. You cannot hate that episode. Like, you literally can't fucking, what name? Okay, so I named something myself, and that was the Jon and Sansa was a little bit of a cheesy moment, but you legitimately cannot blame. You can't find, it's hard to find negativity and shit to overanalyze and fucking say that and just be really anal about. Like, it's hard to do that episode. This episode is, and I'm not usually, I try not to be the one that does that, because I know, I don't know, I know you can get to certain things upset you, but like I said, that scene when I was watching that, it was like the first 2 minutes of that scene with Jon and Sansa, I was sucked in and I was like, oh man. Like, what is happening right? This is amazing. And then when she said, I was such an ass to you, like that was kind of cheesy, so I kind of lost it. But then it doesn't matter because they saved it with their amazing writership, and I know they do take shortcuts. No one's perfect, but they are doing a lot right by me. If you ask me this season, they have done enough, so much to the point where I would be like, hey, you know what? I kind of do want to fucking give you guys a big high five and say, you know what? You guys are fans of the books. You may not be fans of every single character, i.e. Stannis Baratheon, and you don't get them correctly, but you are fans of the novels and you enjoy George's work, and you are allowing us to be able to watch it, not listen to it, not read it, but watch it, which is, let's face it, with this day and age, we all want to be visually entertained as well as, you know what I mean? Oh man. Yeah, it's mad cold. Shout out to Kimberly Martin. Yeah, it's mad cold though. But who cares? Cause it's the beach. You know what I mean? I went outside earlier and I took my dog down to the beach and we were walking. And he's never been to the beach before. So like, you know, the water comes up and it breaks and shit. And he was kind of like looking at it. You know what I mean? And the water came in and he just like jumped back. He was like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" Those of you that have been subscribed to this channel for a while, you've seen Diesel before. He's a spaz. You know what I mean? Usually I'll pick him up and show him at the end of the video. Holy shit. So, yo, all time, right, real quick, poll for the audience. What was y'all's favorite moment? Go ahead, yell it out, all capital letters. What was y'all's favorite moment of the episode? Y'all know my favorite moment of the episode. You can see it. I did a thumbnail of it. Yeah, let's talk about Brienne again real quick. Like, yo. Oh, damn. I didn't mean to do that. Holy shit, Brienne. I was genuinely worried for Melisandre. They even filmed the angle so that you could see how much taller Brienne was, and she could cut through them like motherfucking butter. Like, in the words of Barristan Selmy, she could carve through both of them like butter, dude. Like, oh man. She might not have killed Davos, but if she had the chance, Melisandre didn't just do what she did, she would obviously be probably in jail or something. Brienne would definitely do some shit like kill. The only thing that's gonna save Melisandre from eventually having this karma come back to get her ass is if Sansa gives her a pardon. And the only way that's gonna happen is if Jon fucking Snow tells her, "Look, this woman brought me back to life, so ease up off her dick, Brienne," or ease up off her dick, Sansa, Brienne, Queen Guard. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo. Otherwise, Mela's going to get her just desserts. She's going to get her just desserts. Hey, look what I have here. I have Melisandre's Ruby. She left it. She was using a glamour last night. I told her, look, I don't need you to put that young glamour on. Just keep the old one on. I like it. Oh, natural. Boobies down to the floor. When you step out the shower, you step on them. You trip over your boobies when you get out the shower. Oh, man. Yo, I will say this, though. Jon Snow will be beating Ramsay to a bloody fucking pulp, bro. Like, yo, I wanted to see Osha's boobs, and he literally eliminated that. He stabbed her in the fucking neck. What is it with him and getting people are fucking stupid. Like, I wish they could see what we see. I guarantee you, for the rest of Iwan Rayon's life, nobody will ever give this man hugs. Nobody will ever come even close enough to give this motherfucker hugs. Like, fuck that. Would you give him a hug? Yo, hashtag, would you give Ramsay Bolton a hug? You either get stabbed in the back, between the shoulder blades, which is ultimately probably your heart. You'll get stabbed in the neck. You know, he cuts off dicks. He might even cut off boobs. We don't know. Does he give women mastectomies in fucking Game of Thrones? He might, because his house is like, they're basically the surgeons of the high houses of Game of Thrones. Holy shit, man. We're going to be wrapping this up here in a little bit. I will take questions, and my review will be out sometime tomorrow. Well, I don't like calling it a review. It's a super recap breakdown video review. There we go. But holy shit. Hell yeah. No, that's the thing. Cine E. Once you have HBO, you can watch it whenever you want to. Or I have HBO now. Yo, shout out to everybody. I'm not trying to only say shout out to people that I like or something. Shout out to everybody. But I'll just say shout out to the person whose question I'm reading. How about that? Shout out to Ace Newland. The only thing Jon lost was his fear. See, well, here's the thing. I don't know if I 100% agree with you on that. I understand that, yes, he was the way he was with Ollie, but if you admit it, he was very remorseful when he was telling that to Sansa. He said, yo, did he say to Sansa? Did he say that she? No, he didn't say that. He said that I killed someone younger than Bran, and he was so remorseful. So that might just would have been like he had to just suck it up real quick to do it because he knew it had to be done. But with that being said, he was very fearful of fighting. He didn't want to fight anymore. He said, I fought and I lost. So he lost a little bit more than wait, did you say the only thing he lost was his fear? Oh. No, okay, so no. He he lost his. He's more afraid. Sorry, he lost some of his courage. He lost. I got so confused. God, there's a lot of people in the chat right now. It's fucking amazing. How are you guys doing? I hope you're having a lovely night. Oh man. Yo, holy shit! What hashtag Tormund and Brienne hook up, and then Brienne gets sent to fucking Riverrun. This is a long hashtag. Brienne gets sent to Riverrun, sees Jaime, hooks up with him. Brienne is this season's Melisandre, and then she can relate to Melisandre by the end of the season because they're both well, they get around. You know what I'm saying? No, it's not. That's not true. Let me not be sexist. George Martin is a feminist. So with that being said, they would just be like dudes. Because dudes do that too, and they're not considered sluts. Are they? I don't know. Oh, man. It was an amazing episode, though. Really good episode. Hell yeah. Yo, that would be epic. Ace, you got some really good points. You said the bear. You remember Brienne? They were singing that song, I can't even think of their fucking name, but basically they were Roos's henchmen. And when they captured her, and I'm just explaining this for people who haven't maybe seen it. But when they captured her and Jaime, they were singing that song, and or Locke was singing that song. And wait, no, wasn't Brotherhood Without Banner singing that song? And the episode was called The Bear and the Maiden Fair, but Tormund is a bear fucker in the books. And honestly, I think he meant that he was fucking Lady Mormont on Bear Island. I don't think he was legitimately fucking a bear. I'm trying to keep up with these. I see Kim, you said Mark in all capital letters. What's up? I see it's twice, actually. Yes, question. Say it. I'm waiting. We're all waiting. Bran will not wargate dragon. I'm sorry, but that's not going to happen. That won't happen, and there will not be a reanimated dragon as a zombie corpse. I just don't see those two things. Kimberly, yes. Question. What's up? Littlefinger, will he die? You know what? I thought Royce was about to get killed, and if they had killed Royce, he's been on the show like what, maybe 2 times. But I just realized how badass they made his armor look, and I was about to say, man, don't be like a little bitch. Fuck Baelish. Baelish is the reason why there is wrong in Westeros is right now. Ned Stark would have gotten captured if he didn't have fucking Peytr Baelish's knife to his throat. So, and honestly, he started the War of the Five Kings. So fuck Baelish. He deserves to die. I hate him even more, the fact that he was trying to kill Royce like that. Royce is legit. I even hate fucking Robin. I understand the kid is on milk of the poppy and he's a fucking drug addict. Not anymore. It looks like he's gotten clean, actually. It looks like he's fucking being lazy. But, dude, he was taking care of your punk ass, and you're just like, I don't know. What do you think, Uncle? Should we get rid of him? And he's like, I guess. Like, dude, what a fucking dick. What the fuck has Baelish? That, and you know what? Peytr Baelish and Robin have the same fucking nose, so I'm a big supporter of that theory that's actually Robin Aaron is actually, sorry, Robin Aaron, yeah, Robert. His name is Robert in the books, but his name is Robin to keep it simple for the show because they already have Robb Stark and Robert Baratheon. Actually, a few people's names were changed a little bit that were actually named Robert in the novels. Were changed to something different in the TV show. But anyway, Robin Aaron, I believe, is Peytr Baelish's son. They have the same nose, and I can't remember where the fuck I seen that theory. Probably on Reddit. But Baelish deserves to fucking die. I don't care if he's the greatest player in the game. The man said that chaos is a ladder. Chaos is chaos, bitch. It's anarchy. What the fuck are you talking about? I understand the symbolism and the metaphorism behind it. Yeah, metaphorism is not a word, but it is here at Sir Hunt's Reviews. I understand the meaning behind that, the context of what he's saying, and like, yeah, you need to have everything all crazy so that you can use that as a way to ascend and become the one person who can make everything not chaosy. Fuck that. Hang his ass. Like, yo, go ahead, rush in and save Jon and Sansa like you're supposed to with the Knights of the Vale. But I hope you get taken out right there after that. Like, I hope somehow Bran goes back to when his father got hanged and he somehow just flashed all those events real quick and he sees what fucking Baelish does, dude. And then, like, when he shows up at the wall, he's like, yo, you guys can't have this nigga yet next to you. Sansa's gonna be fucking pissed at him. Sansa was left in Winterfell by this motherfucker who said, yeah, you're not going to be marrying Roose, you're going to be marrying his son, and he didn't know he was a fucking monster. Yeah, he did. He wanted her to become a woman so that he didn't have to do it himself, and he wanted her to take what he knew for one thing for certain, that she would get tortured and probably raped and all this shit, but he didn't think they would murder her. And obviously they didn't, because they would have done it already. They need her to produce an heir, and then they'll probably get rid of her. But with that being said, he honestly didn't think, he probably didn't know the type of shit that Ramsay was going to do, but it doesn't matter because Sansa's not going to be having none of that shit, bro. As soon as he sees her, and it was not on some shit like, nigga, you came in at the last second and you didn't just save my life, but you saved Winterfell for us, and now we have Winterfell back. That might be the one thing that saves him, but I'm hoping we get some shit like Bran witnessing what happened to Baelish and a fucking what happened to Ned Stark and Baelish in the vision, where he sees that Baelish like betrayed Ned and Sansa and did all this shit, and he's the one that needs to go. Fuck Peytr Baelish. The guy's in Aidan Gillian is an amazing actor, but fuck Littlefinger. Yeah, they will definitely include. That's what I've been saying for a while. Lady Stoneheart is on her way. As soon as Brienne goes to Riverrun, she will be on her way. No, Rickon is not burning on the X. Rickon, real quick, if you really want to know, I will tell you guys. So I'll throw a spoiler warning up real quick for those of you that are just tuning into the video. What happens to Rickon is still held prisoner up until the Battle of the Bastards starts. When it starts, Jon Snow is going to be on his horse giving a speech to the Wildlings, the fucking few Night's Watch members, and House Mormont. And while doing so, what's his fuck will yell across the field, bastard, and then Jon Snow will turn around and look, and then sure enough, little fucking Rickon will start running across the field. Jon Snow will ride up on said white horse from the trailer, get ready to capture Rickon, and then bam, Ramsay lets the shit down, and then 100 arrows come and drop Rickon. Jon Snow is quickly followed into battle by his troops, and we don't know what the fuck happens to Rickon until after the episode. That is from a Reddit plot leak of some guy who said he was an extra, and he has not been wrong yet. So the dude predicted that the troops of the Vale are going to show up and save everybody's ass. We're not going to see Peytr Baelish again until he's walking through the snow after the battle. Like, yo, he's going to be the one to show up. Because what did they say? They have 2,000 wildlings? Because I like the way Tormund said old people and children. Like, he said it like old people. Like, he thinks old people are icky or something. The way he said that shit was fucking hilarious. But yeah, I like the way he said that. But he said, what did he say? He said that like 2,000 wildlings. Jon Snow said they don't owe me shit, but obviously Tormund's there, so he's gonna get them. Tormund was there for the pink letter, which when I don't know if you guys noticed it, but he said we're gonna cut the wildling, feed him to the do all this type of shit. Tormund's blood was he literally at that point became Captain Redbeard. His whole face, he was just one giant red carrot. He looked like a fucking hipster medieval carrot top. Ladies love Tormund. I'm not talking shit about Tormund, but Tormund was fucking pissed when Jon Snow. In the books, Tormund says some funny shit like, why would I bother to read when words only tell you shit that pisses you off or shit that you don't want to hear, basically. So it's funny that Jon Snow is reading the letter and that shit just riles him up. Like, you said you're going to kill who? Wildlings, motherfucker? Now Jon Snow doesn't even, he'll probably have to give them a speech or whatever to rile him up, but he doesn't even have to convince them to join his side. Tormund will most likely do most of that for him. So my predictions are as follows. Tormund, this is not for next episode, this is just for the end of the season, or for like just the rest of the season. Tormund will be the one that gets the wildlings and readies them on the battlefield. Jon Snow will arrive with the Mormonts, and Sansa and Davos will be behind him on a hill looking at the battle. Holy shit. We are in for an epic fucking season finale. I hope the last two people, the last two like main cast members we lose this year. I know a lot of people like Cersei. Yeah, fuck Cersei, but I love Lena Headey. If we didn't have her, she's still been the one villain that stayed consistent the entire show. She's been a cunt, and she's always been a cunt. She hasn't tried to, the writers haven't really tried to make you feel compassion for her being a cunt until she had the walk of atonement, and then she kind of got a little bit of atonement in my eyes. I think she deserves to at least make it to the last season. I'm not saying she deserves to live by any means, but we deserve to have her on screen. I don't know, you can disagree if you want to, but that's just my opinion. She deserves it. She's a really good actress. Yeah, but I feel like the only two people we need to lose from the main cast this season are fucking Maester Pycelle. Look, he's doing it again. He's literally talking shit. It doesn't matter that he was trying to talk shit about the right person and he was talking shit about the High Sparrow. Cersei said, I don't want nobody talking shit. Rumors, squash it. I think he is going to have the shit scared out of him once again, and this time the shit will be coming out because he's dying, and when you die, you poop your pants. Let me check the chat box. It smells like new shower curtains in here. I know that's random as fuck, but it smells like this is like a new shower curtain or whatever. Hey, look, doesn't that kind of look like a Game of Thrones emblems and stuff? This is pretty cool beach house. You got like little emblems on the wall and stuff. These look like little Dothraki shields with maybe some. Now this looks like it's from fucking House Tyrell. This looks like some Highgarden type shit. This looks a little bit more like Iron Islands maybe because it's like got a bronze tint to it. But yeah, holy shit! And then don't forget I still have Melisandre's ruby. I got swag for days. This looks exactly like Mel's ruby, doesn't it? She left that last night. I told you guys earlier why. You can go back and rewatch if you want to. But let me know real quick. I'll try to take 3 more questions. I have to work on my review, and then I'm getting up at 5 o'clock to go watch the sunrise. Or I think it's like 4:43 or something. But I probably will be going to go do that. So my review will probably be out some point tomorrow. Wishful thinking? What do you mean? The bathroom is mine, bastard. Come and see. Fucking yeah. Oh man, that was a good one. I like that one. The bathroom is mine, bastard. Come and see. Yo, all right, I know some people hate my impressions, but I'm gonna do Bane as Ramsay, saying what he said. Winterfell is mine, bastard. Come and see. I've got your little brother in the dungeons. I want my bride back, and if not, I'll let them feast the remains to my dog. That was pretty weak, Bane. But yeah, I just had to slip that once in there. Oh man. If you haven't already done so, please slap a like on this video. Like I said, my review for Game of Thrones Episode 4, Book of the Stranger. Oh yeah, and for those of you that missed it, we got why the show was called Book of the Stranger. In my fucking opinion, it did not need to be called that because Marjorie's scenes were the ones that we least cared about. Can we all agree on that? And then High Sparrow said, yeah, and then I got to this point where I was in my life and I just asked myself, what am I doing? And then Marjorie cuts him off and she says some shit like, Book of the Stranger, chapter 14, verse 6. And he's like, oh, actually, it wasn't a cemetery. Actually, it was, you know what I'm saying? So that was kind of fucking stupid because that was not the focus of the episode. The focus of the episode, in my opinion, were the fucking House Stark reunion and Daenerys' titties on fire or not on fire is what I should say. Those were the main points of the episode. So if you that's my one thing that I'm going to have to say that I didn't like about the episode. The title. It was fucking irrelevant, dude. Like, Marjorie was in it, and yes, we got the Book of the Stranger, but why the fuck did they name it Book of the... Like, dude, fuck, that was stupid. It should have had something to do with either the House Stark reunion or, you know, this honestly would have been a perfect episode to call The North Remembers, because that's what... Maybe not The North Remembers. Maybe The North Never Forgets, or House Stark Vengeance coming soon. 2016 or so. I don't know, something fucking more related to the theme and the subject of the episode. That's my one con, if you will, with the episode. Not con, but like if I was making a pros and cons list, there would be 90 pros and like one con, and that one con would be the episode title was fucking irrelevant to the main content. I know we got the relation when we, you know what I mean, Book of the Stranger, Marjorie and High Sparrow, but it doesn't matter. Should have come up with a better title. What do you guys think it should have been called? Ice and Fire. That would have been so plain though. I like it, but yeah. Yeah, yo, and that's the thing too. I will say that I was wrong. I honestly thought they had broken Marjorie. I knew they broke Loras because you could see him crying in the trailer, but I honestly thought they broke fucking Marjorie. No, she is a big fucking player in the game too. She said, nigga, they're letting me in here to see you in hopes that I will break you. And you seeing you like this will break me. But look, you can't let them know they're winning. And if you let them know that she's a fucking... Yo, You got to know because the Queen of Thorns is a player of the game. Like, Queen of Thorns, in my book, she's got high fucking regards because she's the one who killed Joffrey. But her and Baelish are same level for playing the game. That her and Baelish are so fucking similar. It's ridiculous. They should, the three best players of the game, hands motherfucking down, Tyrion, Baelish, and Queen of Thorns. Queen of Thorns, okay, like a lot of people might say, well, yeah, what has she done other than take out Joffrey? But she's maneuvered herself to be like fucking, she basically, her Tommen is a dickless dude, or a ballless dude, we'll say, and Marjorie runs the king. What the fuck does the High Sparrow think is going to happen? His little dick, faith militant, Sparrow bastards don't like her because they're like, oh, she's a highborn lady, fuck her. But the people of King's Landing, they like Marjorie. They don't have no fucking problem. Marjorie has given them food. Marjorie has gone to their orphanages and said, yo, we're gonna give you this and we're gonna give you food. And she asked the question about the father. She gave the toy to the little boy, and he liked it. Like, the people of King's Landing love Marjorie. So what the fuck do you think they're gonna do in her atonement? Say, hey, nice to meet you. Can we take a selfie with you? Can we take a picture? Like, come on, what the fuck? They're not gonna sling shit at her. They're not gonna vomit at her. They're not gonna be some dude who's actually from the band of monsters and men run out and shake his dick in front. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna go down. So you're Walk of Atonement, High Sparrow, you're fucking delusional. You should pay attention. You said you're with the people and you're for the people, but you obviously didn't do your fucking research because people love Marjorie. The citizens of King's Landing love Marjorie Tyrell. You cannot deny yourself of that at all whatsoever. Like, think some shit through. Like, think it through. Come on, High Sparrow. Like, okay, so like, he had me convinced. I was feeling for this dude a little bit. Like, yeah, Cersei deserved it. For sure. Marjorie does not. Marjorie, in the novel, she's indicted for something totally different. She's indicted for accusations of cheating on Tommen with multiple lovers. In the show, she's accused of supporting her gay brother. What the fuck? Like, come on, dude. Like, yo, come on, man. Like, the people are going to give her fucking apples and ask her if she wants to take a shower and stuff like that. They're not going to, man. It's not even going to get to the point of her atonement because we see what the fuck happens. Marjorie's coming out of the temple. High Sparrow's next to her. A few fucking faith militants / sparrows, whatever the fuck you want to call them, behind him. And then dumbass Mace Tyrell with the 5-foot feather like he was in the fucking Rio de Janeiro parade at the, what is it called? I can't even think of that. Festivale or something, or festival. Festival. Diva de los Fuertes. I don't fucking know. But yeah, the Carnival. What is that shit? Is it called Carnival? I feel like Carnival is a fucking cruise line. But there's some holiday, and also it's in New Orleans too. They wear like these really big feathers. That's what the fuck Mace Tyrell looks like with the suit of armor. And then Jaime Lannister's next to him, and they're walking up the steps of the Sept of Baelor, or Baelor's Sept, Baelor Breakspear, Targaryen, his sept that he built to worship the gods, the faith of the seven. They're walking up those steps, and shit is about to go down. It's about to go down. Oh, man. Loras is not the leader. Sam Foggin. Why haven't you said? I thought Janos Slynt was the leader of the Harpy, bro. What about that? You said Janos Slynt was the leader of the Harpy. You messaged me. You said, hey, look, man, I've got it on good detail that Janos Slynt is actually the leader of the Harpy, and he's still alive. He's actually the Night's King. That's what you told me. You told me he's the Night's King because Jon Snow didn't burn his body. Yo, shout out to Fame Arcade. What's up, bro? I ain't seen you in these chats in a minute, my nigga. That's not a fake Asha. Yeah, Carnivale. Yeah, that's what I ended up saying that. Benjen is the leader of the Harpy. Benjen is actually Bloodraven. That's what everybody says. Where's Benjen? Benjen is Bloodraven. He's Bloodraven with the glamour that Melisandre taught him because Melisandre is secretly Shiera Seastar, and she's been around for years. And Bloodraven died, but he had to transfer his energy over to Benjen because Benjen was north of the wall. And Melisandre, before she uses a glass candle and does some type of magic where she Bloodraven. She glamored Benjen fucking Stark to look like Bloodraven. You heard it here first. No, I'm just kidding. That is, not only did I need a crock pot for that, but yeah. Blood Raven is the Night. Yo, that's, see, you're saying that as a joke, but there's actually some really good theories put out there by people like Tony Teflon and the Ladano DeLuise and James of Thrones. Yeah, that they actually have really good evidence saying that Blood Raven is evil. So you're saying he's a Night's King. That might actually have some truth to it, because he might actually be on some shit like, yeah, let's get Bran to replace me. And really, I'm just a messenger for the fucking, yeah, the great other. I am the great other. Mark, I am the leader of the Harpy. Yeah, duh, dude. Why do you think I'm trying to blame it on Dario so much? I'm trying to keep my name clear. I don't want everybody to know, like, I'm banging Daenerys. I tell everybody that, but I don't want everybody to know that I'm the leader of the Harpy. So, yeah. Sir Hunt's Reviews, hashtag leader of the Harpy. Oh. Y'all see my little tagline shit? You saw Gendry in the grocery store? Dude, that's fucking crazy, because I saw Gendry on the fucking pier that I was at, where I'm at now, in the OBX. I saw him rowing. I was like, damn, you look like Papa, nigga. He was like, yo, do you know if I've been recast yet? He's like, Sir Hunt's Reviews, I watched all your plot leak videos. Do you know if I've been recast? I was like, look, nigga, you are going to be in Cersei's trial. You're going to show up and you're going to say, yep, she tried to murder all of Robert's bastards, because I don't know how that would, you know what I mean? I don't know, man. I don't know. But I saw somebody say they want me to talk about Bran and WW King. You mean the Night's King? The White Walker King? Is that what you're saying? The Night's King? Kimberly? You mean the Night's King? Yeah, yo, if they had made Dario dye his beard on the show, that how would they have fit that? Like, can you imagine, like, he's giving Jorah shit for being old, and he's like, oh, that's another classic fucking scene. Like, yo, their lines, Dario and Jorah's lines, rival Tyrion and Varys. Like, he was on some shit like, he knows that she's in love with him. He's on some shit like, does it hurt you that I'm fucking your girl, man? You can't keep over there. She's a wild in the sack, and she's like, she probably hurt your heart. Like, yo, nigga, yo, if they had that blue beard Dario on the show, and like, what if Jorah walks up on him and he catches him like pulling it out and you know, twirling it just like he does in the novels and dyeing it blue, and be like, you wanted to talk shit about me being fucking, oh god, that dude, that would have made Pycelle shitting his pants look like nothing. Like, literally would have made it look like nothing. Okay, so yes. Bran and the White Walkers. I actually talked about it at the beginning of the episode, the beginning of this stream, but I'll talk about it real quick again. I want to put those in my prediction videos. You guys know that I do the breakdown, like my breakdown review, and then I do a predictions for episode, which this week it'll be episode 5. That being said, I'm gonna touch about it a little bit now, but most of my theories will be in that video. And I will say this. First off, I'm having some issues with my group. I don't want to talk about it too much because everything's kind of up in the air right now, but I know for a fact I myself am looking for a few new members, and I've had several people that I've been talking to that I've been keeping on the short list. As of right now, everything's up in the air. But with that being said, my predictions for Bran and White Walkers. All right, so Bran is going to be, I feel like Blood Raven is going to show him part 2 of the Tower of Joy. We better get that. We better get to see what's going on upstairs. But he might be showing him more of the present. And with that, this episode might be the one where he explains to Bran, like, yo, obviously, you know, there's White Walkers, but you don't understand how powerful these people are. So with that being said, he's like, yo, I'm going to take you to their encampment. And maybe Bran, you know what happened? Maybe Bran is in the fucking Tower of Joy flashback. He's in it too long. And when he's in it too long, and what the starting to drown means is that he pops up on the radar of the White Walkers. Because maybe he's like entering the void of being dead, and he's north of the wall and he's not burned. So maybe his consciousness, or he could legitimately be spying on the ranks of the Night's King. I haven't processed my thoughts all the way through because I need to go back and rewatch the clip for next episode. But basically what it looks like is Bran is under, I need to go grab my fucking AC adapter. My computer's going to die. Basically, he's under there a little bit too long, and maybe that's how Night's King is able to sense him, and that's when he grabs his arm. And I think Blood Raven shows up, or Mira is able to wake him up right when that happens. But hang on one second, I gotta go grab my charger. Usually I have somebody on here that could entertain you guys, but just, I'll be right back. All right, so Sir Hunt's reviews is back. Sorry, y'all. I had to plug in my laptop. All right, so I'm going to be doing this for about another 10 minutes, and then I actually have to go because, like I said, I got to work on part of my review tonight, and then I have to get up to go watch the sunrise. The girlfriend wants me to, and I really can't afford to piss her off. So I will be going to go watch the sunrise. I'll try to take video of it and maybe a few pictures. Yo, I think Bran is going to attempt to warg. That's what I initially thought. Like, I came up with this theory when I saw that, and I'm like, look, Bran could most likely, I can't actually take full credit for this because I actually saw part of it on Reddit. But basically, Bran is able to pretty much warg a white, and that's actually why he's in the whites camp. I was going to save this for the fucking video, but I might as well say it now because I've said it in another video before. So basically, Bran wargs a white and goes and enters into their camp. Bran's white, maybe it's destroyed, and Bran's consciousness is revealed, and that's when he starts getting all the whites and White Walkers closing in. And the Night King's like, "Yo, save him from me." Comes up and he grabs him, and the shock of that is what makes Bran snap out of the warg and snap out of the warg and come back to his body. That would be fucking nuts, right? Right? Hell yeah. I will say this. If you haven't already done so, please slap a like on this video. Is there anything else that you guys wanted to talk about that can't be too revealing so you will actually have interest in watching my review? Because I say a lot of what I talk about in my reviews in these reaction videos. I've had 100 people like watch me, and I feel like shit for having to end it, but I also don't have anybody else that I can have work on my video for me. You know what I mean? I'm the only person that can work on my videos, so I have to do that. I will say this. The person who is on that flaming horse, have no fear. I have a reason, and I will put that in my review, and this will give you something to look forward to, is Benjen. It's Cold Hands, but it's Benjen. And you know why he's showing up? Because Bran and Bloodraven were forced. Oh, wait, I'm telling you it. I don't mean to tell you. Just look forward to that in my video. I'm going to tell you why. And we actually get to see it in the clip for the next episode. A lot of people missed that, but I was talking with, yeah. No, the thing that breaks okay, so, Fame, I don't know if you know this, but the only reason why evil spirits are not able to enter Bloodraven's cave, per se, is directly related to the Weirwood roots. Weirwood trees repel evil, so those roots are what outside of the cave. You can see there's several roots hanging into the entrance of the cave, so when those whites came running in, they fucking exploded. So the one thing that's going to break that spell, or that ward, if you want, fire. Fire is going to burn it. You can't, there's no magic in ashes, unless you were fucking Daenerys, and she used the magic to make those ashes. Shout out to Dany. Shout out to motherfucking Dany, because she was the fucking... I thought Drogon was going to have to be her Deus Ex Machina. Nope. Daenerys is her own Deus Ex Machina. Fire. She's becoming so much like her father, which is... I don't necessarily want to see it because I don't want them to ruin her character by making her completely evil, but I would love to see her giving less fucks and like, yo, you step on me, I burn you. You step on me, I fucking burn you to death. Like, there's no second chances, no more. She better give Jorah a second chance. Honestly, Dany would be a cunt to not give Jorah a second chance. But if she finds out Jorah has grayscale, and if she even knows what grayscale is, he would be a cunt for being near her because he could potentially give her grayscale. Oh, man. Yes, hashtag Mad Queen. Hashtag Mad fucking Queen. Oh, man, you guys are awesome. I love everybody right now. That was such a good episode. Not just right now. I mean, all the time. But I don't know. I'm really enjoying this live stream. I was kind of worried about it because usually, like I said, I have somebody joining me. But I don't tonight, and I've had consistently almost 100 people the whole time. That lets me know it's a little confidence boost. And sometimes shit happens where you kind of makes you wonder, like, man, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Sure. You think it's, you said you think it's Howland Reed? Yo, we were lucky to get young Howland Reed. We were lucky to get that. I think, you know, I said that. I said it could be Howland Reed. I didn't say it could be Howland Reed to save his daughter, but I said it could be Howland Reed. I just feel like that it's binging, and I'll explain why, but you gotta wait till my breakdown comes out or you watch that. Shout out to those of you who are just joining in. We're at 106 people. Hello, everybody. Please slap a like on this video if you haven't already done so. I'm gonna be ending it very soon. That sucks. That so sucks. That sucks a shit ton because I've had a lot of people watching right now. You know what? I'm gonna actually find out for you guys how much longer I can go on for. So with that being said, excuse me one more time. I'll be right back. If you want, I'll leave my camera on this time so you guys can see how awesome this beach house is, because we got fancy shit. Like, dude, this house smelled like a brand new house when we first got here. Like there was like, oh man, I'm gonna give everybody a tour in the daylight, but it's dark as shit out. So I'll be right back. 110 people. Holy shit! Shout out, slap a like on this video if you haven't already done so. Please. All right, so I'm back. Damn. Oh, that's awesome. I only dropped 3 viewers. What I got is a cigarette, and I was able to extend my time with you all. I talked to my mother-in-law. Well, me and my girlfriend aren't married, but I talked to her mom, and we all had plans. We were going to watch a movie, and I needed to obviously start working on my breakdown, but they're cool. So I got another 20 minutes with you guys. That being said, let's talk more about Bran and fucking Bloodraven. That's what everybody's wondering about, and we didn't even get to see them in the episode. So sometimes I think us as fans were a little bit unsatisfied. What we should be focusing on is the amazing moments. We had a fucking miniature Stark reunion. We had Daenerys being confirmed as not just fucking fireproof, but not just fucking fire retardant, but she is fireproof. She is flame resistant. She cannot be burned. She is the unburnt, literally. 2 times. This doesn't confirm that all Targaryens are fireproof, but we know that they're heat resistant. Like Aegon is not Aegon the Conqueror, but Aegon from, I think it was Aegon the 4th. Yes, Aegon, yeah, because Aegon the 5th is Phaegon. So yeah, Aegon the 4th. He hangs out with Sir Duncan the Tall, to keep it short. But basically, he is seen doing a shit ton of manual labor in the beaming sun, and this is just one particular point that I'm pulling out from the novels. But basically, he should be sweating his ass off, and Sir Duncan the Tall notices that he's not even fucking sweating. And also, Daenerys in the Red Waste, when she's wandering around for 40 years, no, I'm just kidding, when she's wandering around in the Red Waste, she should be sweating, and she's cool as a fucking cucumber. So yeah. That's what we should be happy with that, but everybody's wondering because we saw Bran and Bloodraven, so we want to know what's happening. But I'm gonna let you know right now. I'm gonna say one more thing, and then you're just gonna have to watch the goddamn review, okay? All right. So basically, what might happen is Bran and Bloodraven are leaving the cave. Bloodraven is able to walk. He's able to leave the tree. There's no way that they're just going to keep him stuck in that fucking tree. If he said Bran's leaving, I think he plans on leaving with him because his training won't be completed. So with that being said, I think that's how we'll get Cold Hands. Cold Hands will show up because he's one of, not necessarily Bloodraven's henchmen, but we can look at him as that. And to simplify it for the show, it would be amazing if he is somehow, what if he's not even linked to Bloodraven? What if he's just north of the wall, he's binging, and he got turned into a white, but he rebelled because, I know I've seen this theory on Reddit, but basically he got turned into a white, he rebelled, and that's what made him Cold Hands, is that he was able to rebel the lore of the magic. So he's basically just a reanimated dead corpse running around that wasn't brought back the right way like Jon Snow. So, that being said, he senses that he's in tune to the magic, and he senses that his nephew, Bran, is in trouble, and he shows up and he fucking makes a white do a flaming backflip. Maybe one of the whites are able to follow them down quickly. Maybe Hodor is taken down in the process. I don't know, but this episode was amazing. So once I have my thoughts are able to process, I can really give you guys legitimate answers, not just, hey, I don't know. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So real quick, I'll ask everybody again. We got a whole bunch of new people watching right now. How many of y'all are? What was it? Not how many of y'all, but what was your favorite episode? What was your favorite episode? What was your favorite moment of the episode? You can say anything you want. Mine was Khaleesi's. Like, that was an epic fucking scene. And like I said, I think she was using a little bit of pyromancy. Not, okay, we can call it pyromancy for the show, but I like telekinesis because it sounds super badass. All right, so we're about to walk through the beach house. I'm going to turn the camera off, though, because the lighting gets really bad. And I look like a monster. So, but I'm about to go outside. It's windy out there, so the microphone might be affected. Do you know where my lighter is? I thought I put it in my hoodie, but I don't even remember where my hoodie is. Can I use your lighter in? Yeah. Thank you. You find it? Yeah, it's right here. It's actually not as chilly out here as it was earlier. It's kind of windy. It's because I have my jacket on. Oh man, you guys want to see the beach? You guys want to see the pitch black beach? Is what I should say. All right, I'll turn my camera back on. Yo, it's cold. The wind just started blowing. It's cold as shit out here. Look, I told you I look like a monster. But yeah, so what was everybody's favorite moment? Let me check the chat box right now. My favorite moment was with Daenerys. That was more than deserved. Sir Hunt's on the move. Lusty Tormund was, yes, that was. What did he say? He looked at her. He was like sucking on a pig's foot, like, yeah, this is what I'm going to do to you, Brienne of Tarth. Brienne of fucking Tarth. Yo, hell yeah, I forgot about that. Thanks, Kim. Pink Letter was also one of my favorite moments because, well, it's a favorite moment because we got something else from the books, but also because I predicted it. And when you predict something, when it comes to fruition, such as Jon and Sansa being reunited at Castle Black and have raised the Alba, if you're watching right now, I told you so. I fucking told you so. But yeah, anyway, yeah, I don't know. I forgot about that. But yeah, Pink Letter and Daenerys were my two favorite scenes. Dany, fuck yeah. Yo, that was epic, dude. That line, that would have been my favorite if it didn't make Brienne look out to be like such a villain, dude. Like, when she killed Stannis, like, yeah, it was just desserts, but it pissed me off a little bit because Stannis was a badass. Stannis was a fucking badass, and the showrunners interpreted his character way too fucking wrong. But it made her look like a villain when she said that. She said, "I killed your king, and I know it involved blood magic," and she had Oathbreaker in her hand. That was amazing that they slipped that in there because I don't know if I got to rewatch it again, but I'm pretty sure they angled it to make it so that we couldn't see she was holding her sword, and that's why Mel was like so nervous. And they did a good job of filming that scene as well too, because you could really see how tall Brienne is. You could see her shadow over Melisandre. It's fucking awesome. So we're getting a lot of Pink Letters and Dany. So we all agree. That's awesome. So since you all agree with me, slap a like on this video. All right. Some lies. I agree with you, Eric Brown. I'm glad we didn't see Amelia. I'm glad we didn't see fucking Sam and Gilly. I do think that, I don't know. I'm not sure what you were remarking on, but I'm glad we didn't see Sam. And that would have been a waste, and it would have ruined like an otherwise pitch perfect fucking episode. I agree with you, Yvonne Hawkins. Yo, for real. Like, the episode felt like George wrote it and directed it. Like, literally. I think it was Jeremy Pottswood. No, it wasn't Jeremy Pottswood. Who the fuck was it? Was it Brian? Was it that Brian dude who directed the episode John got stabbed? Was it that guy? I'm pretty sure. Fuck yeah. Number one was my tied number one were the Stark reunion and fucking Dany's unburnt moment. Cersei plotting her next move. I like that. Not one of my favorites, but I like it. Yo, I don't want Littlefinger to win nothing. I want Littlefinger to die. I don't think Varys is a strong enough candidate to win. Varys is more like Davos in the sense that not like a plotter and a schemer, but he's more like Davos in the sense that he's not fit to lead. He's more of a follower. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to compare Varys and Davos because they're two totally different characters, but they're more of like a right-hand man type person. You know what I mean? Like a small counsel, like an advisor. Davos would make a good person. Davos would be a good speaker of the house. Like if Jon and Sansa want to get super political and they need a representative for House Stark, that's what Davos would be good. Yeah, Davos that confirms that scene of Davos at that pyre. He finds out, you know what? He might go with Jon and Sansa to the Mormonts, and then on the way back he'll stop and go see what the fuck happened at Winterfell, and that's where he sees that pyre, or not at Winterfell, but right outside Winterfell, and that's where he sees her pyre, and he picks up that fucking stag that he carved for her, and then he goes back and attempts to kill Melisandre. Maybe he does kill Melisandre. I actually made that prediction a while back. That would be fucking crazy. I'll let you guys see the ocean real quick. You can't see shit out here except for my face when it's lit up off the screen. That's the ocean way over there, way over that way. It's not even way over that way. It's literally like a block away. It's awesome. Yeah. It's awesome in here, isn't it? Everything's brand new. Let me plug my laptop back in real quick before it dies. Oh, man. Mark is going ham tonight. He said it was only going to be 10 to 20 minutes, but it's been about an hour and a half. With that being said, my favorite, I'll give a rundown real quick. The 5 scenes that I like the most are Dany, Jon and Sansa reunion, the pink litter, Brienne with her fucking, yeah, I killed your king. So what, bitch? What you gonna do about it? I heard there was blood magic involved. Like she was on some shit like, you're a blood, I'm a crip. Like that's how gangster she fucking was. I didn't enjoy it that much to say that it was my favorite moment, but I did like it because I don't know, I'm a Brienne fan, and that was a fucking epic Brienne moment. Like not only did she get just desserts for fucking Stannis, but she has the ability to get just desserts. Davos didn't technically have a part in it, but he was there, and he allowed Melisandre to birth the shadow baby. He actually went with her to that fucking cave. So Davos is just as guilty. Almost. It's like guilty by association. Like when I was a teenager, my dumbass friends would break me up. They would do all types of shit. And before I started doing it myself, guilty by association. So crazy. Oh man, it was such an amazing fucking episode. Like, for real. Turn to face the day that changes. You know what song is stuck in my head? David Bowie, Changes. You know, I heard it on the way here to the beach earlier, but also it's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like it fits with that episode. Like they should have been playing that in the background when Sansa is talking to Jon. That's an ultimate change. Sansa's not the one to put fire in someone's belly, at least not season 4 through 1. Like even season 5, really, like she put a fire, technically super lightly, if you want to use it really lightly in the sense, she put a fire under Theon's belly, and that's what helped her escape. But she put a fire in the belly of a fucking dragon. Jon Stark Targaryen, she put a fire back in this motherfucker, and all she had to do was wave her pretty red hair and say a few words, pretty little bird, and she's singing like the pretty little bird she is. And Jon fucking Targaryen arises. It's like, you know, the kid with the ant in the magnifying glass, and he's burning the answer, but you just gave that kid a lighter. It's the same in the sense that Jon Snow is a fucking dragon, and you just awoke the fucking dragon. You know how what the fuck? What is it? Viserion? No, not Viserion. God, what the fuck just happened? Yeah. Anyway, you know how, yo, am I really having that brain fart right now? Oh my god. Viserys. God fucking damn it. Viserys and back when he was still alive, he used to say, "Don't awake the dragon," and you don't want to awake the dragon, do you? Well, guess what? Sansa awoke Jon's dragon. And I don't mean his wiener because they're not on some twincest Jaime Lannister, Cersei's type shit, but it was a little bit kind of like they were like, you know, it was a little bit flirtatious, but whatever. My least favorite, yes, I am in the bathroom, and the only reason is because this is the place where the lights are the greatest. I wasn't too smart, and honestly, I couldn't take my equipment with me. My lighting setup is a little bit fuckery, so I didn't feel like bringing it with me. But yes, I am in the bathroom. You call him busy? I like that. You know what I call Robert Baratheon, Robbie B. I call Daenerys Danny. She's called Danny in the books too, so whatever. I call, God, there was another one. PDB, Peytr Baelish, which is the same as Robbie B, but whatever. Jon Snow, I don't really have a name for him other than Jon Targaryen. I like that nickname. God, 114 people viewing me right now. Fuck yeah. What's up? Slap a like on this video. Por favor. Por favor, senor. I'll speak multiple languages. No, let me not do that because that gets annoying, actually. All to the new people, all just joining us right now. What is your favorite moment of the episode? Like, what made you jump? Like, I have this bad habit. It's not even a bad habit because fuck, Game of Thrones is life, bro. But I have this habit of, like, you know how people get when they're watching sporting events, when they're watching football, and they're watching something where their team is playing and they get excited. When Sansa showed up, when I heard that fucking horn call, I knew it was 3 for White Walkers and 2 for Wildlings. But one, like, I was like, dude, are they really gonna do this early in the episode? Sure enough, Sansa, I literally jumped up off the bed and I was like, fuck yeah, score 1 for the home team. Like, I was going nuts. My girlfriend was like, are you watching fucking soccer? I was like, nah, I'm watching Game of Thrones. She was like, loser. I was like, whatever. No, I'm just kidding. She didn't say that, but yeah. Holy shit. Yo, I was too. I said that. I was like, that would be Dan and Dave. That would literally make it so that Jon Snow's leaving and Sansa shows up on some candle in the window type shit with Brienne from last season. Like, literally, I thought that that's what the fuck they were going to do, but no, that's not what they did. They instead, hey, you meet up. Hey, you have a nice bowl of soup. Hey, you're going to be eating cow tongue in about 20 seconds. I love the theme they're doing with these awkward dinners. Like, they could not get better with these fucking awkward dinners. The next awkward dinner is going to be Samwell Tarly with his family and having to explain to his father, Randall Tarly, that little Sam is actually his bastard-born son. And so hopefully hopefully little Sam and Gilly will get to stay at Hornhill. But it's going to be an awkward dinner nonetheless, and I cannot wait to see. I hope there's some funny shit like Dickon goes, remember that tree we used to climb back in the day? Well, now I can backflip off it or some shit. And Sam goes, well, now I couldn't even make my way halfway up it. But I can take a punch, and I got laid. Have you gotten laid, little brother Dickon? Have you gotten your dick on, Tarly? And he'll be like, no, Daddy only lets me pretend to be, like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, man. Jesus Christ. I'm curious to see if they make, okay, so we know Dickon is going to be like House Tarly's next heir. So they're going to make him obviously young and fit. And we've seen the actor that plays him. He's young and skinny. But do you think that they would make his sister overweight like Sam is? Like, would they do that shit? Would they really do that? HBO, are you going to make a fat Samwell little sister? Like, is it, because like we know his mom's going to be plump, and we know Randall Tarly's a pretty big dude. The actor that plays him isn't necessarily big, but he's intimidating as fuck. Just from his goddamn picture, he looks, fuck you, Sam. I'll kill you. You know what I mean? Like, yo, He has that, but he's supposed to tower over Sam. So I don't know if he. I don't know. So yeah, it'd be funny. He's like, well, hey, Dickon, have you gotten your dick on yet? And he'll be like, no, Daddy won't let me. Daddy won't let me play with swords. Hey, speaking of which, greatest line ever. Holy fucking shit. Lord Royce of the Vale says some shit like, you come into a man's house and you insult the man, you'll end up crossing swords. If that is not a homosexual joke, I have never heard one in my life. God, they put that in there just to make us laugh. It's like they're throwing in dick and fart jokes and it's working for him, because honestly, I love the shit out of it. That Pycelle fart was fucking insane. Like, yo, it was on some shit like I'm watching it, and I've shared this story before. I told it in my initial live reaction to that. But basically, I was watching it when it was really loud, and my girlfriend thought it was me who had farted because the speaker was so loud. She was not sure. And she knows that I'm watching Game of Thrones, and there's not fucking fart jokes in Game of Thrones. So she looks over at me, and she's like, are you serious? I was like, yeah. Holy shit. But yeah. The way, when I initially told that story, it was a lot funnier, but it's been a week now, so it's not as funny. But they're literally relying on dick and fart jokes to progress Game of, holy shit, 130 people watching right now. What's up? But they're literally like the sword crossing. Come on, cross swords. Like, I understand you do sound badass, and that is kind of an intimidating line, and that's why Peter reacted the way he did. But he saved your life, if you would. But that was a dick and fart joke, like literally. We're gonna cross swords. Like, what the fuck? Oh man, the only thing I needed to do was make fucking Royce fart. And like, cause he's so scared of getting pushed out the moon door, he's just like, oh man, that'd be so funny. It would be fucking hilarious. Okay, so real quick, man, I hate to do this. I have almost 130 people watching me right now. Damn it. If you haven't already done so, please slap a like on this video if you enjoy it. My predictions for episode 4 will be in a video coming out later this week. Or yeah, I'm gonna do my predictions for episode 4 now that it's already came out. No, my predictions for episode 5 will be out, I'll say by Wednesday. I am at the beach, so you gotta give me a little bit. But my review will be out by tomorrow. We'll say like 2 or 3 at the latest. I don't know, because like I said, I gotta get up really early and go watch the sunrise. I'll try to get some good video of that. Thing is, I have Boost Mobile, and I'm in the Outer Banks, and I have like literally no fucking bars, so I can't do. I was gonna do like a live stream with me out there, but I can't because I don't get any service. So I have to be at the house to get the Wi-Fi. That being said, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Anything that you missed, please go back to the beginning and catch up on it. I will say that this has been an interesting couple of days, and those of you that keep in touch with me on social media, you guys probably know a little bit of the gist of it, but once I figure everything out, I'll be letting everybody know what the fuck's going on. But I had to cancel the Brother Without Manners meeting last Saturday. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Good night, Amelia. Yes, I will be, yeah, like I said, I'm going to try to work on that. Michael Nguyen, welcome to the party. And yes, I am in the bathroom. Reason being is because I'm on vacation. Didn't bring my lighting set up with me. Long story short, the brightest place in the beach house is the bathroom. So I'm not taking a dump. Even though I am sitting on the toilet, I'm not taking a dump though. Lid's up and I'm sitting on top. So yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. Do you think that this episode deserves a 10 out of 10? Because literally the only thing, like, I'm not everybody, and I know not everybody's gonna agree with me, but the only thing I can honestly critique and not feel like a dick for doing it is the episode title. It shouldn't have been called Book of the Stranger. It should not have been. It should have been called Dany's Flaming Boobs, or like Ace Newland said earlier. She said Fire and Ice. That would have been perfect. You know what I mean? Just something like maybe Stark Reunion, or the North does remember, or the North still remembers, or I don't know, something that was more relevant to the fucking events that took place in the episode. No one gave a shit about Marjorie. Like, people like Marjorie, and she's a good character, and people like the Tyrells as well, and people like Loras. That's all well and good. But when we have shit like a possible Stark vengeance and taking back fucking Winterfell, that's what we care about. And you should let us know that that's what's going to be in the episode. So you should have said something like the March to Winterfell or the Wars to Come. I know they've used these episodes before, those episode titles before, but it would make more sense to apply it to an episode that's actually what they're talking about. Like maybe House Stark remembers. That would have been perfect. House Stark remembers, or the Starks remembers, or the Starks aren't forgotten. I don't know. I guess you can't use the house name in it, but whatever. And we've had a name. We've had an episode called Reigns of Castamere. So. Real quick, for those of you that are just watching, I hope I can say this without sounding like a fucking arrogant bastard, which I really need to watch what I say. You know what I mean? Online, I guess. Or watch who I say it to, rather. You know what I mean? But I will say this. Go watch my episode 4 predictions, please. I'll put a link down in the description, but just go watch it because it's really interesting. And a lot of people were actually. I don't even we don't give a shit about this. It's not talking. Keep the fucking drama off the channel, Mark. Let's talk Game of Thrones. You have 115 people watching and you're ranting on some other bullshit. But my favorite jokes from the episode are definitely when Roy said, you insult a man in his home, we're going to end up crossing swords. And fucking Jorah and Dario, that is epic dialogue, man. He's like saying, like, dude, he's like saying what rappers rap about in all their songs. Bitch, it's Mr. Yo girl. I fuck your bitch. I take your girl and I make her call you and say that she's sucking my dick, like just shit like that. That's what he was doing. He was literally saying some shit like, you're too young to keep up with Daenerys. She's a fucking freak in the bed, and you probably would have a heart attack if you tried to smash that. And his only comeback was, well, she'll get over you, or she'll move on from you, or some shit like that. Like, dude, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, oh man, it was so epic, dude. Fucking wordplay. Good job, Dan and Dave. High five, Dan and Dave. High fucking five, Dan and fucking Dave. Oh man, shout out to HBO. You guys are really pulling it together this episode. Like, legitimately fucking pulled it together. Like, you as much criticism as y'all got from fucking Sand Snakes, and then y'all say some shit like we don't let the fans dictate the routes we take in the storylines and the plot turn points and all this shit. We don't take that from y'all, but I really think they do, where they're showing us we're not haters on the books. We are fans of Martin's work, and I don't know, man. Like, yo, props to HBO. Like, I wish there was a way for me to write like a letter to HBO, like a handwritten letter, and Dan and Dave would get it and they would see it. Cause like, yo, they're doing epic fucking shit, man. Like, you cannot be disappointed with the season. You've literally gotten everything you wanted. The only person that we've not gotten or back around to, well, we never got Cold Hands, but we also never got Lady Stoneheart. And it's looking more and more motherfucking likely that we will be in fact getting Lady fucking Stoneheart. Like, oh man. I don't know any other way to put it. Like, yo, you have to be impressed with what they're doing this season. And I'm going to check the chat here in a second, but I just hope that we can all agree that Dan, Dave, Jeremy Potsway, David Nutter, actually, all of you guys are all, you're doing your motherfucking shit. Shout out to y'all because y'all are fucking awesome. Also, shout out to Tony Teflon, man. Hopefully I should be joining his pregame show next week. If he has space on it for me, hopefully I'll be able to join. Look, Techie's Demolition. If you're saying it was a body double for Cersei, you are correct. Those were Daenerys' boobs. And if you don't believe me, go back to season 2 or 3 where she strips down her robe and she's about to fuck Dario. You can see the nipples. It's CGI, but it's really her titties because they're just from a previous shot. Cersei has never shown her boobs, so they couldn't use them for a previous shot. So yes, it was a body double. For Daenerys, that was her. You can see the shape of the areolas. Ain't it simple? Why do I keep, I don't know, whatever, I keep doing that weird random singing shit. Daenerys does have a body double for stunts. She no longer shows nudity. She signed a clause where she has a no nudity clause from now on, but she's shown her boobs before. Those are her titties. I will bet you 100,000 gold dragons that those are her boobs. I'm a boobs guy. I like ass too, but I'm a titties guy. I know those are her boobs. And excuse my language, I know there are some women watching right now, and I don't mean to be derogatory, but let's be honest, they say worse shit on Game of Thrones, right? Cunt, fucker, warm, juicy, moist cunt, like shit like that. God, why am I saying it? Oh man. Yo, I'll let you borrow 420 gold dragons. 420 gold dragons, man. You can have it. I will send them to you via the same hawk or falcon that Peytr fucking Baelish gave to Robin Aaron. I'll have Robin send it. Robin Aaron is my bitch. I'm his milk of the poppy supplier. I can have that dude do whatever the fuck I want. I can have him push George Martin himself out the fucking moon door because I got that milk of the poppy. Yo, I use this to make my milk of the poppy. This is a secret magic tool right here I use to make the milk of the poppy. I got them wrapped under my hand. That falcon looked fucking badass. Did anybody watch this show from the 90s called Animorphs? They're also novels, but basically they can turn into different types of animals for a set period of time, and if they do it for too long, they stay inside the shape of the animal's body. So basically they're wargs who can shapeshift, and if they stay inside that too long, they get trapped in there. What the fuck does that sound like? What does that sound like? Bran in the Weirwood net, and it's beautiful under the sea, but if you stay too long, you'll fucking drown. You'll fucking drown. You'll be like Carl fucking Tanner. Anytime. You will be a fucking legend under the sea, like Sebastian from The Little Mermaid. Under the sea. Yeah, you'll be on some shit like that. But that being said, it also relates to the Animorph show because that falcon is the same bird that the first Animorph person wargs into, or not wargs, but turns into, and his name is Tobias, and it's supposed to be a red-tailed hawk, but it's actually a falcon. That's pretty crazy. So we have some more similar shit. Like I talked about in my video last week that when Jon Snow came back, he's like, I don't shit. What the fuck was I getting at? Oh yeah, so when Jon Snow comes back, he's like, I don't belong here. I saw it and it was nothing. Why am I here? Buffy the Vampire Slayer dies season 6. She comes back. She was in heaven, so that's why she didn't want to be there. But she's saying, why is she back? She doesn't belong here. She feels like she's not supposed to be there. Jon Snow has not been written. I'm sure Jon Snow comes back in the novels, but it hasn't came out yet. So with that being said, I'm quite sure Dan and Dave looking for inspiration on what it's like to have a major character, possibly the most major character on Game of Thrones. Like, let's admit it, we might not all like Jon Snow, but he and Tyrion and Daenerys, some of people's least favorite characters, not because they don't like them, but just because they're overrated. Like they're popular choice. Like when people say who's your favorite character, and people say fucking Tyrion, well, that's boring. But they tend to get inspiration from a lot of other TV shows. And with Jon Snow coming back, they took inspiration. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. They took inspiration from Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Joss Whedon. He's actually the guy that directed Avengers, the third highest grossing movie of all time. So I'm hoping that they do a fucking Buffy movie. The problem is most of the cast members are probably, you know what I mean? Like Spike, I think, would do it. Buffy would do it. Xander is a fucking washout. He's like a fucking alcoholic or something. But yeah, so yeah, here's the only thing. 25 sinful. It's not about the numbers in that, because what's gonna save everybody, spoiler alert, is the Knights of the Vale. The Knights of the Vale, this is a fucking ironclad prediction. You can take it from Mark's channel. But basically, the Knights of the Vale will show up and win the war for Jon Snow and the Wildlings. Like, oh man, I know that sounds crazy, but not, I believe it. The guy that said it, he is yet to with the fuckery, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Oh man, this video's got 6 dislikes. How about we say fuck you to the idiots that dislike this video and throw another thumbs up on it? Right? There's 126 people watch. I saw this. I'm stealing this line straight up from Tony Teflon, but I saw a stream earlier and it worked. So basically, there's 127 people watching right now. So only 76 likes. How can we change that? How can we change that? thumbs it up. And that way we'll show those fucking idiots who thumbs it down for whatever reason, probably just hating. We'll show them, hey, fuck you guys. You know what I mean? We'll do it together. We're a team in this. This is fucking the hunters. We're all in this together, right? Fuck those idiots who did that, right? You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah, nice. Thank y'all. That's awesome. But yeah, so where were we? Hell no, they didn't like the shower curtain. I love the shower curtain. The shower curtain is awesome. Only thing that bothers me about it is that it smells like really heavily like plastic in here. So I might have to take a shower in it to get the what's it called? I use Irish Spring, so that's a easy soap that will get the smell of there. But look, my time's getting short. I got about 5 minutes left. I do want to say real quick, if you guys want more entertainment from Game, Amelia, I thought you were going to sleep. Oh, that's not you. That was somebody else that looked like your icon. I'm sorry. But yeah, if you guys still want to be entertained by Game of Thrones, you can go check out. I hope y'all tell him I sent you too. But basically, you can go check out Don Willie's stream. He's going on right now. I don't know how much longer they're gonna be going on for, but you guys can go check out his stream too. Real quick, my favorite moments once again of the episode are obviously the Stark reunion and Daenerys for number 1. Daenerys the Unburnt and Stark reunion. Number 2 is probably the Pink Letter, if not number 1, but the Pink Letter. Actually, we could say it's a beige letter. It was nicknamed the Pink Letter by us fans of the novels, but we can call it the beige letter for the show. It was beige in the books. There's a reason why it's called the Pink Letter. I'm not going to get into that right now because that'll make me talk for another 15 minutes. But so yeah, it was on the third moment now. Probably the dialogue between Dora and Dora, yep, we'll call it Dora the Explorer. Yeah, Dora, Dario and Jorah. The second was, I didn't even mention this. I forgot. Fucking Tyrion showing us that he is showing us why. Like, a lot of people were saying that Tyrion didn't even belong in last week's episode. Like his little drunken games that he wanted to play with Missandei, it was pointless to have him in that episode. But it was build up for him being the one who basically ended the pending doom that would have eventually happened. Because let's face it, if young Kai, Astapor, and the other fuckers really attacked Meereen, they would all die. Everybody would die. Like, yeah, I understand there's Unsullied there, and they try to make it seem like the Unsullied weren't around the pits of Daznac and all that shit. I just feel like the Unsullied are dwindling, and I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like they're spread too far in between. They need more troops, and with that said, Daenerys is 100,000 Dothraki strong. She's probably like 25,000 Blood Rider strong. Another 20,000 able-bodied soldiers, and then, well, no, I was told that one of the cows would survive that. So do you guys think there's a cow that maybe Cal Moro, or maybe the guy that said, if you want to taste a Khaleesi, suck my dick, maybe one of those two guys are left there like on some Two-Face type shit from Dark Knight Returns, like Harpy Two-Face, like just straight up incinerated. But yeah, I have to go. I want to thank you all for watching. Thank you all for subscribing. My review will be out tomorrow, some point during the day. For those of you that missed the beginning of the stream, just go back and watch it. It's I cover my favorite moments and then give a little bit of a rundown, but it's an initial live reaction. Like I said, if you want to continue to be entertained by Game of Thrones, you can go check out Don Willie's stream. He is it's YouTube, Don Willie, and I think they're still going live right now. If not, you guys can start the stream over. Please slap a like on this video so we can say fuck you to the haters that thumbs it down like without even really giving it a chance. But yeah. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope I entertained you. If I did entertain you, then I did my job. And yeah, that's why I'm here. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in. Sir Hunt's Reviews will be live again next Sunday. And I'll be doing my review, which will be out tomorrow. My predictions, which will be out by Wednesday. And for the Brotherhood Without Manners, that's going to be a special video that I'll try to put out for you guys tomorrow as well. That's going to be letting everybody know what's going on with that. But I want to thank you all for watching. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you all for subscribing. If you haven't already done so, please do. Slap a like on this video, and then when it finishes rendering, let me know what you think down in that comment section. I'm 110 people strong, and I fucking hate to end this broadcast, but I'm supposed to be on vacation right now. I've got to go entertain my family. So I love you guys, and peace. This has been Sir Hunt's Reviews.